Hello, travelers. I'm bringing you an open reading here at the end of January because in December, I will no longer be offering the 12 monthly readings. It's just too much for me to handle. I will bring you the open reading every week, and an open reading is a general reading. And so the message may not resonate with you all the time, but I promise you there is always something included that is good to hear. There's always something in it for you. I'm working on my astrology degree, spending time in PT, and I'm getting my bathroom remodeled. And so I have no toilet on this side of the house. The whole bathroom has been gutted, and I'm having to walk to the very back of the house to use the bathroom whenever I have to go. This is if I wake up in the middle of the night too, and I'm slow walking getting there. I want to say that my therapy is coming along. I still have trouble speaking, as you can tell. It's particularly difficult when I'm trying to speak on the phone. I get nervous. And also when I do my readings. So I just don't know what to do about it. There's nothing to do about it but the time. But to wait and let time do its thing. So, again, I won't be doing 12 monthly videos starting in December anymore. I will just be producing open readings, doing it once a week. Maybe more. It just depends on if I get struck by the spirit. If you want to get a personal reading from me, you can reach me at that address on the screen, HiddenLotusTarot@gmail.com. Usually my turnaround time is 24 to 72 hours. I don't like to make people wait. But if you email me at that address, you can say, "Hey Tara, I want a 30-minute reading or a 60-minute reading." And I will respond back to you right away. I'm usually really quick in responding. You can go to the About box section of my channel, and there I have listed the reading packages. That is the number of minutes, the number of questions, and the price. Simply contact me at my email address and tell me I want a 45-minute reading, and I will get back to you. Please check your spam folders because all of my emails seem to go to spam. And that's all I have to say right now. That's it. So we're going to get into the reading. I have with me the Rider-Waite deck, the Radiant White deck, the La Vida Sibila. And since I have no idea what the cards will be speaking about, I will determine an oracle card to wrap the reading up. That came out really good. So let me turn the camera around. And I will try as much as I can to shuffle the deck some more. I pre-shuffled and did some meditation on this open reading. And like I said, I don't know exactly what it's going to be about. So please don't be disappointed if it doesn't speak to you. But I try to include something in it for everybody. Well, that went good. Now let's cut the cards. This is a 9-card reading. Let's say lay the cards. The 9 of Pentacles. The Page of Cups. I'm sorry, the Knight of Cups. The Magician. That's cool because we have a new moon, I think a full moon in Gemini. Let me check to make sure. Yes, we have a full moon in Gemini coming up on the 27th of this month. So this card represents Mercury. Since it is in Gemini, Gemini and Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Next row, the 5 of Pentacles. The 6 of Swords. The 7 of Swords. The High Priestess. The Ace of Swords. And the Sun reversed. Now, most of you remember that I don't necessarily read reverse cards. They simply do not speak to me that way. So I will have to turn it up that way. But just remember that it is reverse. And what do I have underneath the deck? It is the Temperance, which is Sagittarius, and we are in a Sagittarius time, and incidentally, Sagittarius is opposite Gemini on the natal wheel. They mean two different things. It's kind of the same principle, but they mean two different things. Gemini means that you are a communicator. It covers everything in the 3rd house. So that is neighbors, siblings, short distance travel, trains, cars, getting your message across, writing, reading, speaking. But Sagittarius covers the 9th house, and it is about getting your message across to the wider audience. So import, exports, websites, it rules religion, philosophy, the law, and so there is a juxtaposition of the two houses. Now, what do I have in the reading? I have 1 cup, 3 swords, 2 pentacles, and 3 major arcana cards in the spread proper. And right in the center, I have the 6 of Swords. Now, the 6 of Swords is about moving from troubled water to smoother waters. It also means that previously there may have been a conflict. Before it was a 6 of Swords, it was a 5. So there was some kind of mental conflict, whether it is words spoken or the way that you think. Swords represent thoughts, belief, perceptions, ideas, and communication. But to me, this is more of a mental conflict perhaps within yourself. We see the figures here. Sometimes it literally can represent a woman and a child, but it could also be a man because the figure is covered. And this individual there can be sometimes someone actually coming to help you move along, or it can be the universe steering you along. One of the meanings is traveling over water, by water, near water, around water. Definitely moving to someplace different, whether mentally or literally. It can also presage a breakup of some kind. Okay? So let me see what the cards are trying to say to me. I feel that past, present, future, the way the cards are read, plus the interplay of the cards. Previously, it seems that you were in a good place, both literally and figuratively. The Nine of Pentacles speaks about the ability to ignore a lot of distractions and focus in on what you have to do. There, the figure is in her garden. She's surrounded by grapes. She's dressed in her finery, and she's behind a garden wall enclosed. Sometimes when I see this card, there is a figure of the snail. Sometimes it can mean a possible move for you. Okay? There are only a few animals that carry their homes on their backs, but we can assume that the figure in the card has everything that she needs. She's worked hard, she saved her money, she owns property, her life is comfortable, and it's safety in that. It's followed by the Knight of Cups. Now, to me, knights simply represent events, and it is an event that occurs when a message is received. So the knights always represent messages to me. It is a more fully fledged message than a page, but the purpose of the knights is to move a situation along. This knight, since it is a cup, it represents emotions. So something that you feel deeply about, or you may be angry about it, whatever the case may be, it involves emotions. And this knight can be really fickle. In other words, it can be a message that is unclear or uncertain, something that you could hang your hat on. It's a little confusing about maybe what you can do or what you'd like to do, but you haven't done it yet. Why? Is because you see that horse is paused in mid-stride, and he hasn't crossed this particular stream yet. So it means you don't feel quite right. You're not sure what you can do or want to do. Backed up by this magician, if this magician is a person, I think what he has done is make it seem really good, like a message that's too good to be true, right? The magician says that anything that you want to do, if you focus your will on it, direct your energy and your will towards it, you can accomplish anything. So sometimes this card is about studying or displaying new skills, about I lost my train of thought. Sorry. He is about doing everything that is necessary to achieve the outcome that he wants. There he has all the tools of the trade. He has a cup, a wand, a pentacle, and a sword. As above, so below. So this is also about the way you are thinking. Are you directing your will and your energy, your time and your thoughts to what you want to accomplish, or are you distracted? It literally as above, so below means the way that you think can create certain scenarios. You can think something into existence. Nothing in this world was created first without someone thinking of it. Now, I kind of get the feeling that this magician who comes along with this knight kind of made up some stuff. He is not what he purports to be. So in a way, he kind of feels like a reverse energy. And what that means, if he is reversed, is he can be a trickster. He can be deceptive. He can be someone who pretends to know what they are doing, but they are not. But they don't. In other words, this person, I think, comes with a message that is really confusing. The second row is the Five of Pentacles. First, it is a 5, which is always a changing energy. And it represents tense times, maybe anger, maybe you're feeling sorry for yourself. The Five of Pentacles says that this may be a time in which you can't pay for everything you need, which is interesting because up here you had enough to do what you wanted to do. Down here you have 4 pentacles left from the 9 to the 5, and it's still a stable situation with the 4 of Pentacles, but this one implies some kind of loss, maybe a loss of a job, maybe the loss of finances, but more importantly, this is a loss of self-respect and dignity. Usually, if you lose a job or can't pay your bills, you don't feel very good about yourself, right? And the card, however, does have a message to don't give up because you are about to achieve something that you never thought you would. With the 6 of Swords, I think there were some arguments of our finances, and the Pentacles don't just represent finances, they are a representation of the third dimension. So doing something, right? You have to work in order to make money. So you have to do something. Now we come to the 7 of Swords. And a 7 is a pause and reflect moment. It's a moment of self-doubt. Now, the regular old interpretation of this card means deception, lies, trickery, someone doing you dirty or underhanded dealings. But it can also mean that you have been distracted. You are carrying a heavy burden, a heavy load mentally, Swords, remember? And if things have not gone to plan as you wanted, you have no one to blame but yourself. Why? Because you're mentally scattered. Sometimes it means postponements and delays and arguments, right? And is a Five of Swords. Remember, I talked to you about the five. So this could be someone lying to you and deceiving you and tricking you as well. And we have the Two Swords there. So the Two Swords always represent a choice, an option, a duality, an opposition, whether you are opposed within yourself or someone is actively opposing you. But it also implies that you don't know what to think because of this choice. And even the person walking away, stealing something in broad daylight, is thinking, maybe I should go back and get those two swords. So I think someone is not being fair with you. And that's another one of those cards that says, sometimes you don't have to, you're not acting, you or other people are not behaving in the way that is accepted, but you do so hoping that the ends will justify the means. Okay? The High Priestess is a 2. I just explained to you what 2s mean. In opposition. I think that this card is asking you to two things. I think that this card is asking you to trust what your intuition is telling you. I think you know that something is hinky, something is not quite right, and all is not above board. Sometimes, now check this out. This card is a mate to this card. The Magician can perform outward magic, and she can perform inward magic. Okay? And they are mates to each other. Just like the Emperor and the Empress are mates, these two are mates to each other. Sometimes I have even seen this card when it speaks about another woman that you know nothing about. There are the letters B and J, but the letter B comes across strongly. I don't know if that is a person's name or what. The B stands out very strongly. So this card says to trust what your intuition is telling you. I honestly feel that there's something hinky here going on. Next to it is the Ace, which is related to all ones. All ones, like the Magician is a 1, first card out of the deck. All aces are related to this Magician. Again, this is ideas, belief, communications, perceptions. It is the most powerful deck, most powerful ace in the deck out of all the aces. And when it appears, it tells you something is about to change. Now, there are two things about the Ace of Swords. It can either mean great ideas coming to the fore, new prospects, new businesses, new communications. There we see the ring on top, the crown on top of the sword. In olden days, this meant like a proposal. not necessarily a marriage proposal, but a proposal, a contractual issue. But the other thing is it can mean the excessive degree of everything, meaning worry, fear, anxiety. It's double-edged. So hence you have the dual meaning. But one thing is for sure, when this card appears, something is definitely going to change. And you need to be ready for it. Now we get to the reverse sun. And since it's upside down, it doesn't speak to me. Although I kind of got a feeling what it means. Usually the sun is the most important card in the deck. But when it is reversed, few of the keywords are lack of effort, loss, loneliness, disagreements, cancellations, postponements, false appearances, uncertainty, and failure. So remember when I talked about this magician here, it's like he comes with false promises, and it's caused you either financially or a loss in dignity and self-respect. This is the sun, right? And you can see everything in the clear light of day when the sun is shining. But this way, the sun is not shining. It's below the surface, underneath the wall. So you can't see exactly what's going on. I think someone has tricked you. It says that reverse, it indicates a gap between your personal plans and ambitions and the present reality. It is important to guard against feelings of despondency. Appearing reverse, it indicates a loss of some sort. It tells of making rash and practical decisions and choices. You need to be realistic. It may be indicating that you need to stop in your tracks and have a realistic outlook on your life. Be perfectly honest with yourself. You may need to put more concerted effort into reaching your goals and be honest with yourself. Double check all aspects prior to becoming involved or committing to anything of importance. Do not allow others to fool you by omitting or changing details or through not paying attention. It stands for delayed, postponed, and cancellations due to disagreements within a relationship. Disappointments, misjudgment through clouded future plans, bringing failures and causing you to go backwards. There is still some promise of happiness, although this is clouded due to inner feelings of isolation and loneliness. It also indicates that the time is not quite right. You are to wait a little longer when the energies are more conducive. And that's why I say that this offer and this event is brought on by a person who is not quite honest. Okay? Let me see what I can find out. Are there any messages? I can't look at the page of the Knight of Cups because it represents basically a person traditionally, and he doesn't bring any news. So I'm going to see if the 9 of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 3 swords next to these 3 major arcana cards have any extra meaning. The 9 of Pentacles with 3 swords cards. It is telling you not to spend money frivolously or carelessly. Be careful with money and financial matters. Keep a rein on your spending. Well, we can see it right there. I think someone has come in and given you false information. Let's look at the 5 of Pentacles. Tells me nothing. The 6 of Swords. It tells me nothing. The 6 of Swords with the High Priestess is warning you not to proceed with current plans, as there are some aspects that have not been revealed or considered appropriately. Wait until you have all the relevant details. I think for some of you it may be too late. You might have already, this may have already happened. But for others of you, this is a warning. Pay attention to what it is saying to you. The 7 of Swords. Someone, I think, is trying to, they are being sneaky. And you may need to look for alternative options or means. The Ace of Swords. And that's it. So I'm thinking that with this ace, it is important. Here is something. It implies there is a focus on a critical and potentially volatile situation or circumstance. You may find yourself in a position of having to take action or make a decision under stressful circumstances. It is important that you keep your emotions balanced in order to make the correct decision. Going back to the Magician. If you are highly emotional, you cannot make correct decisions. You don't want to make a decision if you're sad, if you're mad, if you're frightened. So, as above, so below. If you think that way, then something bad is going to happen. But if you can control your emotions, if you can control your emotions, you can control your thoughts, and thereby making the right decision. You don't leave room to let people come and take advantage of you. The overall meaning of this message is called Temperance, and it speaks to cooperation. You must balance out head and heart, like the cups, and you can come to some sort of compromise. And reconciliation, if not reconciling the two opposing messages, This is about reconciling yourself within yourself, what has happened to you. So, I'm going to pull cards on this Magician and see what he has to tell me. I really feel this is the entrance of somebody into your life. He comes like this knight, but he really presents like this. The militare. This is a hostile work environment, but perhaps he presents like someone who is going to fight for you, someone you want on your side. But it's a soldier, and he is known to be scrappy and involved in conflict. The precious presence. That can mean money or riches. And we see a loss right there. And then the sacerdote. That is a priest. Supposedly, he is someone that you can trust. You can put your trust, you can confide in. But this is a 14th century priest. And back then, they had secrets. You see how he's with the cape, with the cloak. He can hide things in his cloak. And interestingly, he is also pointing in the same direction, downward with his finger, like the magician. So I think this is someone who plans to lie to you about something, and it's something significant. I'm going to pull out a psychic oracle tarot. Yes, I feel he's going to lie to you significantly. And no matter what, you must always protect your physical being, your mental health, your physical space, and your property. Don't let anybody take something away from you. And he just is not taking away your physical things. He is taking away your self-value and your self-respect and your dignity and self-worth. It's number 17. Hope. That's number 19. I don't know what number 17 is in this deck. The Star card. This is a card that focuses on the qualities of hope, faith, healing, aspirations, success, and finally enlightenment. When this card appears, know that a special wish you made may be fulfilled in time. Keywords: in time. The Hope card will help you show you that the impossible can indeed become the possible. The force that works through your soul, determining what's possible and the difference between success over failure. And above all, who we are. It is the power of your belief. This card serves as a reminder to use your natural ability or intuition, the language of the soul, as you reach for your goals and desires. The future can be yours when you have hope and trust in everything that you do. Soon others will be attracted and drawn to your inner light. Learn to share your experiences and lessons for those around you will also realize that by having faith and pushing forward where one may have felt no hope at all is the key to success. Above all, maintaining a positive attitude starting right now, this very minute, will allow your soul to soar. You will discover an opportunity to shine as you reach for the stars. That's all very true, but don't place your faith in false hope. And so with that, this concludes the open reading for November. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.